Nuclear weapons are terrifying. One nuclear detonation can destroy an entire city. Hundreds or thousands of detonations are an existential threat to civilization through millions of immediate deaths and injury, destruction of key infrastructure, radioactive fallout, and potentially catastrophic climate impacts. Surely, lots of care must go into their management or the decisions to launch them, right? But what if I told you that we've come this close to launching nuclear weapons because of mistakes? More than once.
We must be ready for a new danger, the atomic bomb. You will know when it comes. We hope it never comes, but we must get ready.
In 1962, at the height of the Cuban Missile Crisis, a guard at a military base in Duluth, Minnesota, set off a series of alarm systems after shooting at what he believed to be an intruder climbing the base's fence. That intruder turned out to be a bear. On its own, that might seem like an embarrassing mistake, but things got so much worse. The alarms were triggered not only in Duluth, but in all nearby military bases. A nearby Wisconsin base, instead of just sounding a warning, ordered nuclear-armed fighters to take off. This was due to a previously undiscovered wiring error in the alarm system. Duluth called the Wisconsin base to explain that the cause for alarm had been a black bear, but the planes were already on the runway preparing for takeoff. A staff member at the Wisconsin base had to race the planes by truck, flashing his lights to signal the pilots to abort the mission. A few minutes slower, and the pilots would have taken off, nukes in tow. Now you might be thinking, that's scary, but surely that was just a freak accident. The alarm system was messed up, the bear was climbing the fence, at least we got the planes off the runway. But did you know that one time in 1961, we accidentally dropped a bomb on North Carolina? We still have not recovered the uranium. In 2010, a launch facility in Wyoming lost contact with 50 nuclear missiles for almost an hour. In 2007, 6 nuclear missiles were mistakenly flown across the US, and no one noticed for a day and a half. In 1960, US radar systems reported an all-out nuclear attack by the Soviet Union, but it turned out to just be the moon. In 1979, US defense systems showed a large-scale Soviet missile attack underway and prepared nuclear bomber crews for takeoff. The attack turned out to be a false alarm caused by a training tape. These examples don't even touch on non-US cases, where we came so close to having the unthinkable happen. Like in 1983, when the Soviet Union's early warning systems had indicated that 5 US nuclear missiles were headed their way. In the moment, a sole Soviet officer, Colonel Stanislav Petrov, made the judgment call to tell his commanders that the warning was a false alarm. The decision came down to his instinct, and his instinct was correct. The Soviet satellites had mistaken sunlight reflecting off the tops of clouds as missile launches. In the United States, the president has sole authority to order the use of nuclear weapons. They don't need approval from Congress or a declaration of war. The decision to use nuclear weapons should not be left up to a single person's judgment. It's risks like these, combined with the utter devastation that nuclear weapons cause, that lead organizations like ours to call for an end to nuclear weapons. We do not need these things. They are too dangerous.